again at the next weekly outlook of our favorite currency pair, AUDUSD. So as you could see, we have been in an overall downtrend from January of this year, and we have somewhat found some form of support at current price action at some psychological level. However, due to the fact that my month level was missed by a few pips, and I know how accurate these levels are, and the students who we teach know how accurate these levels are, I still favor some bearish sentiments for this market. As you can see, the previous week tried pushing back to the upside but failed to break above this resistance where they had a lot of sell orders, which caused this weekly exhaustion, as you can see the wicks here. However, jumping down to the daily time frame, we could clearly see that we have found some nice support which we rallied from, causing wicks to the downside. However, coming back to this weekly level, we could clearly see that within that region we have a lot of wicks with anywhere within this region, so this is giving us some form of zone. And also, after this push down that we had this lower high which we caught a massive amount of pips, we had a tested area somewhere down here which gave us a fib opportunity. So join our fib from here to here. We know this is somewhere around the 50% PRZ level, and if we look closely on price structure, we see that we had some trend line opportunity which gave us point A there, point B here, which is now looking something like this. So the ideal scenario for us, due to the fact that we have seen so much bearish sentiments in this market, is to come back somewhere within this zone and then plummet back to the zone side. Why I see price coming back somewhere along this line? A lot of people entered sell orders somewhere around here, so the ideal thing for them to do is what? Place their stop loss here. So looking at that, market makers like to stop people out and move in the correct direction. So manipulate price, take some people out of their orders, and then sink to the downside. That's exactly what I'm looking for this currency pair. And if I add also my moving averages to this chart, we see that the moving average is also within this area. So this is some dynamic level of resistance that's been acting out. As you realize, price been trading beyond the moving average. We had a break above it and we came into the SMA, which is now acting as a dynamic resistance area. So this level does have a few confluence to go short from. So what I'm expecting coming this week, as I said earlier, is a push up, stop some people out of their short orders that they had up here, have a third touch of this nice trend line, which also forms a nice fib region within this point, and we have the moving averages also within that zone. And if we look at the weekly moving averages, this blue moving average may act as a nice dynamic level of resistance before us going back short to the downside. I'm not sure how far we could go back to the downside, as the levels down here are yearly low levels, so we could potentially even come back and create a higher low to potentially transition back into an uptrend. But I do still favor shorts on this currency pair. And if I even go down to a smaller time frame, you realize that we do have some short-term uptrending structure. So if we use this to draw a fib opportunity from here to here, that's the ideal scenario that I expect to play out. So back on the lower time frame, so ideal thing I see, retest of that trend line, back to the upside, and then short from this zone. So that's what I'm currently looking on for AUDUSD. However, if we don't bounce from this trend line, we'd possibly looking to transition back to the upside. Somewhere along this region would be our first target. So, but I am favoring heavy shorts from this zone. But you know, we have to trade what we see. So SCFX whatever.